Insights with Hanlé Barnard, an innovative platform with mentors and great ideas. Listen to us on SoundCloud and Spotify. Click the links below. Subscribe to our channel.
Tens across the board. Right here, right now, every day.
It's Sandra H VDM, who I've always wanted to talk to. I'm a big fan of your work. You have traveled the world, you've been on ramps, you've performed, and you're an artist, and you're in a band, the list goes on.
Yes.
Welkom.
Baie dankie. Thank you very much for having me today
No,
for
it's
a
an
talk time.
absolute honor. And
Thank
why
you for giving me the time to talk.
I invited you here
Yay.
is because I've noticed something about you, besides throwing away my shoes that one day, is you are always yourself.
Yes, well, at most times, yes. I do believe that is important to shine through if you have something to say.
Well, it's difficult, I think, because I think I used to be a people pleaser, quite intensely so. And just coming from that shift of constantly wanting to please, being a people pleaser is exhausting, Sandra H VDM.
Highly exhausting. It's a lot of pressure. You always feel like you sort of need to put the best foot forward.
It's a bit of a show, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you do sometimes feel like when you don't people please, then you might be in a way judged because you never have an off day, you know?
Yes,
you
exactly.
Kind of are expected to carry on with that, you know?
Do you think it's a fear of not wanting to make other people unhappy, or what do you think people pleasing is?
I think that you've hit that right on the head. Like that is absolutely, because I mean, when you are a people's pleaser,
yes,
or, you know, someone who loves to please,
pleasers.
if you love to please people,
yes,
then you do kind of go out of your way to make sure that everybody is included and everybody is comfortable at every situation.
Yes,
and you sort of put yourself in a, you know, your self-importance in your pocket, or, you know, behind a door or something.
It doesn't really help though. I mean, if you are a performer, I suppose that's part of the thing of wanting to please people, but that's not really being yourself, and you don't really care that much what people think about you.
No, not really that much, no, not really that much.
How did you get comfortable in your own skin and get over that obstacle?
Well, it took a long time.
Okay.
Took a really long time. It took a lot of years of, I mean, I couldn't do it without the people that was around me, you know. Family, friends, you know, you create your circle, you make your family. And they, at the end of the day, facilitate a place for you to kind of become more comfortable in every way and every sense that you are.
I think about surrounding yourself with the right people
Absolutely.
is very important, and birds of a feather.
Stick together, down.
Yes, surround yourself with people that are right for you.
Absolutely.
But in order to kind of move over just the people-pleasing aspect, what do you suggest people do? I mean, firstly, yes, you surround yourself with people naturally.
Very important. If you are lucky enough, I mean, most people are not lucky enough to have that kind of, you know, home support, supporting family, you know, a wonderful husband that really makes, I mean, I take my hat off to him, because he does put up with a lot.
Yes, but he's very supportive.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, without my mom, I wouldn't be nothing, like most people would say, you know, but I must say this for me is very important. And yes, really, like, it's the people that surrounds you, and I'm so lucky and grateful to have that. Yeah.
But you get hurt a lot along the way, I think, of life, and then it kind of molds you into something that you don't want to be too hardcore at the same time and not care about people. But it's really a problem, you know, especially being a creative person, one tends to be more sensitive, or not that other people aren't sensitive, but it's just kind of moving above the people-pleasing aspect. It's not really helping, is it?
No, not really. But I mean, at the end of the day, without our experiences in life, without our full experiences, could I really sit here today and tell you that I would have been the same person if I did not go through all that, you know, trauma and, you know, sexism and, you know, the list goes on. And luckily, the universe has just steered me into the right direction.
And it takes a kind of a strength to kind of look at the obstacle. There's this great book, The Obstacle in the Road, where you're kind of looking at an obstacle and you're going, you know, kind of climbing over it.
Exactly. And this is exactly where it comes back to where you asked, like, how it is to be a creative person and the things that come with that. And, you know, being a creative person is chaotic at any stage.
Yes.
But it's literally all about how you solve a problem. If you're a good problem solver.
Right. Absolutely.
Then you basically see a task at hand and you can make any situation work. You know, and it depends, like that's what really drives a good creative person forward, is to you know, the joy and the absolute everything of creation is just that, it's creation.
So are you saying celebrate life
In that
kind of, because in your capacity in what you've done in your life, there's a lot of competition. I'm sure you've been told many a time, you know.
Absolutely.
And a lot of rejection and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Which obviously falls into the people-pleasing kind of aspect of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like, it also depends on how you deal with the rejection.
So how do you deal with rejection?
Well, do you ever?
Me, never.
Do you ever?
I've never dealt with rejection.
But it's, as I say, once again, like, it's important that you have that, you know, backbone of people who really support you and pick you up, because at the end of the day, you have to sort of, in a sense, I mean, believe in what you do, and what you do is the best you can do.
And your truth and what you
and your truth, and, you know, so hopefully through my art and everything like that, it comes through.
Absolutely, but it's kind of like facing the dragon.
Oh yeah,
it's kind
absolutely.
of going, come on, rejection, you know, reject me. It's
bring it on,
you know, because at the end of the day, all that rejection is a no.
Yeah, that's
when there's
all
other
it is.
yeses.
That's all it is.
And not everybody can like your art.
And that's okay, because there will be something for someone at every stage.
And what are your plans now in terms of the rejection where you find yourself now, right now?
Yes.
How do you manage were you in your life right now in terms of rejection that you've overcome? You still feel rejection though, don't you?
Well, I must honestly say to you, I don't.
The
only rejection is my own self, you know, because we can become our own worst enemies at the end of the day.
That's true.
Because as you just said, rejection is just a no. But it all depends on how you deal with that no, because you know no is a full sentence.
That is the secret. No is a full sentence. My sister always says that.
And if you can stare yourself in a mirror and say, you know what, I'm extremely comfortable with being this exceptional, then I'm okay today.
But the word no, I used to practice. I used to go, no. You know, it's a trick. No, it's a tricky word to.
It is.
But I like what you said, where you can be your own worst enemy.
Most of us are. I think that is the catalyst of our own downfall, is the fact that we are too hard on ourselves.
Now, what do you do now?
You have to learn to accept it. And once you come to that point, you know, after my 30s, I think it only really sunk in, because, you know, when you're young, still in your 20s, up to 30, you're still kind of finding your ground.
Your feet, yes.
And you know, you navigate yourself through life, and hopefully life is, you know, you're blessed enough to, you know, come out on the other side unscathed.
Do you think that's possible?
Very possible. Very possible, absolutely. I mean, here I am today.
Yes.
I'm sitting here, I can smile. This is not a fake smile, girl.
That's not a fake smile.
There's nothing fake about that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's being that authentic person.
So it's just coming to terms with the fact that, you know what, I am who I am. I won't be able to, I mean, I can change all of this, you know.
Yes, exactly.
At any point I want. But what's happening inside is kind of you authentically, and how to marry the two together so that you don't get to that stage again where you are, you know, beating
falling
yourself
backwards,
up,
yes,
falling back into the same routines.
I think one of the things is that I've learned is if I focus too much on myself,
it
gets irritating.
And that's where it becomes
when I'm kind of going, sometimes you are not important in terms of being okay with yourself in a space, or being okay with yourself talking to people, because other people are interesting as well, you know.
Absolutely. And that's where it comes to how you deal with rejection, as you mentioned, like, or asked me how I do that, is like exactly realizing that just because this person is not into whatever you have doesn't mean not everybody else is going to.
It's a kind of a humbleness at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
What do you do when a person insults you?
Well, so I would love to insult them right back. But I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I'm quite like, I don't stoop down to that level at most times. I'm a peacekeeper,
So if someone says something nasty to you, kind of just...
I say, you know what? That's absolutely true.
I have this way of just walking away.
Am I allowed to swear?
You are allowed to swear. But it's just kind of, you're not taking it seriously because it kind of bounces off you.
Oh, absolutely. I don't have time for that. And as you get older, you don't have time for that stuff anymore. You just don't.
Yes.
It's petty,
It is petty. You've only got that much time in a day.
And usually if someone says something insulting to me, I have a good laugh about it. And then I would say, you know what, you're completely right. Maybe I am that bitch. But I'm Mrs. Bitch to you,
It's just like
and so forth.
No, but that's amazing because you do get insulted, especially when you're standing out in a crowd, which you have a presence.
I mean, hello. I'm bloody I'm meter 700 centimeters tall. I'm a tall woman,
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't help it. I just stand out.
I see you walk and you just kind of walk.
I glide. I think of myself as gliding.
Glide through life with
exactly.
Sandra H VDM.
Exactly.
And you're starting a band now, you see.
Well, we are
bass guitar.
Well, no, I'm a lead singer for our little band getting together. We're called Oleandra.
Okay.
You can find us on Instagram. We haven't gotten a lot of work out just yet. But we're working on it. It's a kind of a little fun project with me and my friend Oliver. He's amazing.
Okay.
Oliver Scarlet Channels, if you want to follow him on Instagram as well. He's an amazing painter.
Wow.
And he's doing all the sound and I'm doing all the vocals.
Is this some of the people you surround yourself with in terms
Well, these are one of them, yes.
Yes, that you do.
Because it's just me and him. Doing
is
like
wonderful.
a two-man band kind of thing.
Stage.
Exactly.
But also, I think it's important what you said. And I keep on telling people the first step is to surround yourself with people that you don't become like the people you surround yourself
Absolutely.
with. If you are following a group of, you're going to become like, it's
You
about
will-
self-actualizing at the end of the day.
You will. And it happens without you even realizing it. Like you see what, most people see if they see someone, they would be like, oh my gosh, that's the type of person, I want to meet them. I think we'll get along well. But I mean, as in most situations, it takes time to, get to know people.
Have you ever surrounded yourself with the wrong people and felt the effects
Oh,
of it?
absolutely, darling.
I never.
Don't we all?
No, don't we all?
You
yes.
know,
And you kind of do have that.
the
kind
young
of
and the
meter.
restless.
I call it the alert. You kind of have to have that alert.
Yes.
Kind of bell
Absolutely.
going no.
Because went out and I see groups of fabulous people and I'd be like, oh wow, I'd love to go be in that table,
Yes, exactly.
But then soon you realize when you meet them somewhere else that might have not been the situation for you,
And do you keep to yourself mostly? I mean, do you...
Well, no, I'm a social butterfly, but
social?
Coco V made things difficult for all of us.
Yes, exactly.
And I love being social.
And you used to be a performer.
Yes, I did dabble in performing.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, these legs,
Yeah,
how can I hide this from the world?
Absolutely.
It's a gift.
And what did you learn through your performances?
Well, that actually really was so good for me. Spiritually, mentally, physically. Because that helped me to overcome that fear of, all these stigmas that society puts on you.
No, absolutely.
And the fact that you're scared of what they might say.
But one is scared sometimes of what people say, and then you kind of think how ridiculous.
How ridiculous.
And how arrogant.
Yeah.
Really.
And when that thought really comes to mind is when you're in bed like 12 o'clock at night.
And you go,
you're like, what have I done?
Absolutely. Because
But then you wake
yeah.
up the next day and all shall be fine.
All shall be fine.
All shall be
Always.
fine.
Because I think a stigma at the end of the day is something that as soon as a person is almost too talented or too, they're seen as a little bit weird. And I think that it's all right to be interesting,
It's okay.
isn't it?
It's okay. I've got, actually, that was really special. As I said,
Yes.
I gave you this little slogan earlier, but I have this little mirror, right? And then on the mirror, it just says, I'm extremely comfortable with being this exceptional. And that really resonates.
Did you put it on your mirror?
Oh, absolutely,
I'm going to
darling.
put it on. I'm extremely comfortable with being this exceptional.
There you have it.
That's quite a nice line when somebody insults you.
Absolutely.
I'm extremely comfortable with being this exceptional. So,
And I'm so sorry that you feel that way.
maybe you haven't discovered your own exceptionality yet.
Exactly.
But that is very, very good advice. And your art as well. Do you, what if you don't care? You're just kind of creating your stuff?
Yes. Well, I used to just play because I'm not really a painter or anything like that, but I can paint, apparently, you know. You can ask my mom.
You can ask your mom. Have your mom on it.
You know, she's always a biggest supporter, Anyway, well, I used to be in fashion mostly, you know, designing in haute couture line I used to have, which is now not anymore.
Yes.
But who knows, maybe in the future there will
Yes.
be something coming up, especially for the local market. It's important to support locals
No,
nowadays.
it is very important.
Very important. And I quit that, and then I just decided, well, I'm going to paint. And then I painted one painting, and then I got another commission and another commission. So I do work mainly commission-based.
I think the thing with art is also not to care too much what people think about your work
Absolutely,
at the end of the
because
day.
that used to hold me back so much.
Because you tend to be very critical when you are
Absolutely.
creating, and I think, but you know, it is that attitude
Yes,
that got you as far as it did
absolutely.
today.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do look forward to watching your career and everything.
Thank
Say
you.
that line
I'm
again. What was I right
exciting.
on the mirror?
I'm extremely comfortable with being this exceptional.
It's absolutely amazing, and I do appreciate it. And I like your shoes.
Thanks, doll.
You once threw my shoes away. It was the best
They're
thing
still
you ever
from
did.
Europe, you
Sandra was
know.
like, "What is this?" No, she threw it away, and I said, "Thank you." But
No,
I think,
you know, I'll help a sister out, you know. I'm brutally
Absolutely.
honest as well, you know.
No, exactly.
But mostly not brutal, just really honest.
And that's important, to be truthful to yourself.
That's what it means to be a good friend, you know.
Thank you.
Take your girl to the corner and give her the tea.
Do that. I'm very comfortable with being extremely exceptional, with wonderful, exceptional Sandra H VDM. Thank you for
Thank you
chatting to
so
us on
much
Voices.
for having me. You can follow me on Instagram, Sandra H VDM.
Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, I'm not much of a, you know, like one of the youngsters. I just joined, so just, you know, hang in there. There will be gorgeous stuff coming your way.
The material goal. Thanks for tuning in.